Hello everyone, welcome back to this lovely channel that you found randomly on the internet. We are still a little bit confused because we still didn't meet two of our characters. So very sus, ultra sus, so sus. Is anything else here?
These, I don't recognize any of them.
Is that a hint? Okay, so I think I'm done with you. And let's go and look for more. We still didn't find two of the cars. Oh, there it is. Stop swamping the swamp!
Ah, you've arrived at a bad time, my friend. For once, they don't actually want tourists walking around this place.
Really?
I always arrive at a bad time. It's
Always.
what I do. I'm a detective,
It's my job.
not a tourist.
My apologies. It's just, you have the same wide-eyed expression as the kids that come here. Running around, spending their parents' money, you know.
Well, it's not every day I visit a swamp full of such unique specimens.
Unique.
It's no problem.
Indeed.
You're just thinking what we all thought when we arrived for the first time.
Why didn't they put in a bathroom?
Yes.
No, you're thinking, this place is beautiful. What a lucky man I am to be here.
I am I?
really.
Well, if you say so.
Edward Everstone, at your service.
Echo?
That's a pretty cool name. Can I call you Ed?
You don't need to. Everyone just calls me Echo.
Why? Because it gives you an elevated sense of purpose? Why? Because you're a good swimmer? Why? Because you bounce it if you threw it.
Why? Because you'd bounce if I threw you against a wall?
What? No. Because I always come back. Again and again, until my job is done.
Okay, tell me about Richard
So what did
Remington.
Mr. Remington think of you? I mean, protesting in the middle of a swamp
Yeah.
every day.
It wasn't his swamp. If he ever truly thought it was.
It was
he was
Shrek's
even more
swamp
of a
all
fool than
along.
He seemed.
But he didn't like you hanging around, right?
That man was exceptionally skilled at ignoring me.
Well.
Ignoring anything he didn't like.
So, what? He just left you
What a
alone?
skill.
He expected me to get bored and go home. He figured I'd get sick of this place and he'd have it back to himself.
Yeah,
But he didn't want it to himself, did he? He wanted lots of people to come visit all the time, surely.
I'm sure it says
yeah.
that in the brochure. Yes.
fascinating.
What can you tell me about these designs for a costume? A boggy
It's
costume.
Boggy! I must admit, I've been a fan of his before I ever came to the swamp.
A fan?
He
So
even
you're interested in
hesitated.
cryptozoology?
Oh, no, I meant, well, Boggy has been in all kinds of cartoons and comic strips.
Very
He's one of
sus.
the greatest characters of the last 100
Very,
years.
very
I've got
sus.
some comics in my tent. You really should see.
But he was only discovered 60 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's true.
very sus.
Well, I rounded up.
But what about his costume? Have you seen anyone wearing it?
I can honestly say I've never seen anyone wearing anything like that. And I'm a very observant person.
Okay. Very, very sus.
You're protesting, right?
so
I
you're a
certainly am.
protester.
And now that you're here, I'm getting you involved.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what is that?
I
What-
haven't
what do
got
you
time
mean
to
by
hold
that?
up signs for you. I'm sorry.
I'm a
You
detective.
simply have to hear my message and take it with you.
Go ahead. I'm all
Fair
ears.
enough.
Plus, I have a little notebook.
What was the first thing you felt when you saw the sign for Boggy's Bog looming over you?
Well, I thought it
Not
was...
thought, felt.
I felt... well, something seemed wrong.
Yep.
There wouldn't be a tourist attraction in the middle of a swamp like this.
Yes.
There shouldn't be.
Yes.
My job is done. Clearly your brain is working perfectly, Detective.
Well,
So
great.
you're against the tourist attraction?
Or
Yeah,
for.
let's see. You'd rather this area was kept as a natural habitat, right?
Right again. And that precise word, habitat. First and foremost, I'm protesting for animal rights.
Of course.
Well, okay, I'm following you, but it's not like they're cutting down trees or anything like that,
Yeah.
right?
All animals deserve the right to live in peace, and I promise you, on a normal day, this place is far from peaceful.
Fair
Are
enough.
you talking about the swamp creature? About Boggy?
Yeah.
A creature like that, he's earned the right to be left alone. We're fools to invite ourselves into his home like this on a daily basis, assuming he's not going to mind. Assuming he'll keep to himself and let us walk around with his face on our t-shirts.
Well, I agree. I think he should
Okay.
be left alone. But like you said, He can probably handle himself.
Yeah.
And if no one has even seen him in 60 years, I don't really see the problem.
Unlike you, Detective, I never had an academic calling in life. I was never even a talented artist or musician or anything.
Okay.
So instead,
that
I made
important
the decision
information?
to stand up for those who were getting a raw deal.
You come here every day.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Well, I'm only going to ask you about one of
That'll
those
be
days.
pointless.
What were you doing yesterday evening?
I was here at my protest spot
Information.
until fairly late. Then I went to get something to eat at Harper's Cafe before I...
Wait, you ate at the cafe here? Doesn't supporting the tourist attraction like that kind of go against your protest?
A man has to eat, doesn't he? I don't think the meager contributions of one person are going to keep this place afloat. Especially now.
And you're sleeping here? Doesn't
Yeah.
it get cold at night?
Yeah.
Well, I came prepared, of course. I usually find myself with 1 or 2 extra layers to wear. Most of this bulk is padding, I promise you.
I'm sure it is. So you stayed here the whole night?
That's right. And I admit I may have heard some stranger than usual sounds floating around the swamp last night.
Okay.
What kind of sounds?
It's impossible to say. This place fills with the most terrifying sounds at night. Hundreds of animals, some tiny, some much larger, awaken and make their own protests. Every night until the sun rises in the morning.
Insects make noises at night. Okay.
Lovely. Okay, so we got. I don't really know. So, tell me about Lady Braywitch.
You're wasting your time with that one.
Okay. Let me see. Handpiece.
Show it to somebody else.
I'm very suspicious of him because I think he's in the picture. What is that?
What?
You're not a bad detective.
Yeah, I knew it.
Well, I found the photo in Remington's office. It was ripped up, though. I think he was some kind
He
of...
was a lot of things.
Ooh.
Don't lose that picture. And show it to Mr. Harper before you leave.
Had that feeling. I think he's part of the secret society, or maybe he decided to go against it. Maybe he's one of them, maybe. But there's a chance he was part of it, then he go against it, or maybe he was already aware of it and he went against it. Maybe. Were you the one stealing food? Well, I guess I'm going for Harper. I don't really know what to ask to him. Oh, you again? Why you look so surprised when I talk to you?
Advice, no doubt.
Yeah.
Don't let them take him.
Who?
Who?
The murderer? That's my job. I got to make sure that they...
No, the creature. Don't take him away.
Okay,
This
fair
place
enough.
is his home.
Sure enough.
Oh, Boggy.
Yeah,
Hey,
sure,
don't
sure.
worry. I didn't really believe he could be responsible for this mess.
Yeah, sure.
You didn't?
Well,
I don't think he's the murderer. Mainly because I didn't believe he existed at all. I don't believe he could even hurt anyone. I always know who the murderer was, and he's not Boggy. I want to say this, but I'm not really not
I
sure.
don't believe he could ever hurt anyone.
So, he won't get in trouble? You won't have to leave?
Well, he's been out here for what, 60 years, hasn't he? And stayed out of trouble for that long. I have a feeling some detective isn't going to change all that in one day.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, he says... Thank you.
Okay. Not creepy at all. Fair enough. Okay. Okay, let's go to Harper. So, if you remember, we played the sequel, so we know there's a secret society that like to capture these lovely, lovely animals, and I'm guessing they like, you know,
You said you knew Remington?
trying to
He
collect
and I knew
him.
each other for a long time. I came to work at his tourist attraction in the early days, when he needed help.
Well, what kept you here?
I know most people wouldn't want to work in a place like this. I actually like it here, so I was happy to oblige.
You might like it, but I still don't see why anyone would build a tourist attraction here.
Mr. Remington has his reasons. He probably had several. I don't presume to know what they all were. Even though we were friends, He had some secrets, some hobbies.
Hobbies.
But I was happy to let him keep secret.
Secrets? Hobbies?
Secrets. Ooh.
A secret hobby?
Secret
He
hobby.
was a man with a dream. I can tell you that much.
So, what I'm very confused that... No, maybe not. You think his secret attraction will always be as a way to hide the hobby, right?
One of Mr. Remington's secrets. I never wanted to know the details, but these men travel the world, seeking mysterious animals to hunt.
Yeah.
They consider myths and legends to be the ultimate prey.
Yes. That's it? Everything you have to say about that? We'll get it, damn it.
I don't know everything, I'm afraid.
Yeah, damn it, Herper. Give me more.
I can't help you with that one. Sorry. It was Mr. Remington's favorite food. That strange green powder isn't supposed to be there.
So I have a strong feeling that the old lady poisoned the food because she's the only one that is aware of it, at least from among all the people we talk with. So there was more than one people tried to murder him, I believe. Could be. And someone poke him.
It's the most popular drink that I sell. In fact, a lot of it has disappeared from my stocks recently.
And I don't understand about the swamp juice. Who the heck? Like, what happened to the swamp juice? Like, did someone just drop on himself the swamp juice
I don't know everything.
to make him look more real? For what particular reason?
He's dead, but he always knew what he was getting involved with.
Yeah. No, actually, I don't know, actually. Can you talk me about
I
Laddie?
don't know what to say.
Something?
You're prime suspect, am I correct?
Well, technically.
Technically.
But I'm not even sure he's real.
Don't worry about that. Real or not, the creature's the most important part of this mystery.
Fair enough.
Which one? The cartoon character or the real creature?
Both.
Exactly.
Exactly. That thing.
It's here a lot. I think he's been putting less effort into his protests recently. Which is a shame. I think it's an admirable cause.
Do you talk to him much?
Yeah?
Not really. Sometimes he likes to talk, just casual conversation. He asks how business is going and what everyone likes to eat, nothing of real importance.
Ah, fucking Echo. I hate you, Echo. I suspect you, Echo.
I don't know very much about them.
About you? About
You
yourself?
have a lot of suspects on that list. He was a friend for many years. If you have any questions about him or his belongings, I may be able to help you.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to the old lady about Echo. So let's see if she has any information. And we're still missing one suspect, which annoys the heck out of me.
Andorea. I found these designs for a boggy costume. Do you know anything about them?
You're asking me because you can tell I'm experienced with needlecraft and sew my own clothes?
Yes,
No.
totally.
But
that
that's a
thing.
good reason. Let's
Yes.
go with that.
Yes.
These designs look like they should have stayed where they were.
In the trash?
It's
On
trash.
paper.
Oh, how
Why?
come?
Whoever drew them didn't really know what they were doing.
Fair
You
enough.
would have done it differently?
Yeah.
Of course. I am a seamstress. There was a time when I considered sewing my craft. My livelihood.
Really?
Okay.
When Richard Remington arrived in the swamp years ago, I offered him some of my handmade fabric as a peace offering. I don't think
Peace?
he cared much for it. Most likely he threw it away. A pointless gift from some strange woman.
Okay. Way to
You've been
piss
here so
someone off.
long, you must have crossed paths with Remington a few times.
Yes.
What did you think of him?
That man was a threat to the swamp.
Makes
We'll
sense.
be better off without him. Hopefully the curtain will fall on his little tourist attraction as well.
Better off.
What?
With a killer on the loose now?
There have been murderers loose in the swamp before.
What are you talking about?
What?
In my time here, I've seen the swamp invaded by men. By hunters. Several times.
Yes.
They're relentless.
Yes.
What were they hunting? Wait, What about Boggy? Is that why no one has seen him in 60 years?
They always fell short of their ultimate goal. That just meant they came back again and again, doing more harm each time.
But this area is protected by law, right?
Right.
It is now, but some men have no respect for laws, of any kind. They tried to get me to leave my home here. I stood my ground.
Obviously.
Obviously.
But this whole area is a tourist attraction now.
Yeah.
I doubt Remington would have allowed anyone to march into Boggy's bog with a gun and start hunting down its main attraction.
Yes. What the fuck? Yeah, that's what's confusing me. Doesn't main attraction make it worse? Wouldn't it make it attract more attention from authoritas? What I'm trying to say. Just like, I feel like someone else tried to make this an attraction. So to attract more people in it. So in order to stop the hunting or make it at least harder or interrupt the process of hunting? What the heck is this?
Let's see. First thing we do is put the sample of liquid into the cauldron.
Okay.
Then tap the faucet.
Okay. Okay. Liquid sample collect from? What? I cannot click anything. I cannot interact with anything. Oh, okay.
And now, we just have to match the color of that liquid with these ingredients.
Fair enough. Nope.
Come on, Grimoire, you're good at colors. Got it!
Got it!
Now I know what that liquid consists of. I'll write it down in my notes.
Is that important?
I'm not even sure who that is.
Weird.
Let's see.
They're all green?
And now, we just have to match the color of that liquid with these ingredients.
It doesn't really help.
Got it! Now I'll write...
Yeah, it looks strangely familiar.
Let's
Wonder what
see.
it is. Ooh.
First thing we do, then tap...
They're all green, so I don't
Now,
understand.
we just have to match the color of that liquid with these ingredients.
Is this important? I'm doing it.
Got it! Now I know what that liquid consists of. I'll write it down in my notes. Was that the same as last time?
The last
This
three
was
times?
the exact same liquid.
Yes.
There's something about that green slime. The fireplace broker found at the crime scene and the black leggings are covered in the same swamp slime. Sally's leggings. They
Ooh.
link her with the crime scene. I'll have to ask her about it.
Oh, finally unlocked the Sally one. I believe it's
Let's
just
see.
swamp juice, to be honest.
First thing we do, then tap the
Okay, oh, got it. It's the same thing all over again.
And now,
I'm doing this at this point. It's 4 to 4.
got it! Now I know what that liquid consists of. I'll write it down in my notes. What's going on here?
Yeah,
That was definitely the same as the other tests.
that was definitely all the same. So the question is...
No, thank you. I recognize some of those men.
Yes,
Unfortunately,
tell me more.
They've hunted in the swamp before.
Before it became a protected area?
Yeah?
Before that, yes. And one of them after that.
One of them. So what happened to the
You
others?
bring me something with liquid.
What happened to the others? Well, ladies and gents, well, I guess we're going to unlock it. I feel like there's a lot of missing clue, and our last suspect is somewhere in hiding here. I hope it's not Bog. Bog.
That music, which is it?
Actually, I wanted to ask them
This area's.
about these two.
What can you tell me about these designs for a boggy costume?
Nothing whatsoever.
You're sure you didn't see anything like this while you were filming yesterday? Wait, hold on a minute. What if
Don't you dare ask.
This costume isn't your doing, is it?
Yes.
Made for your movie, I mean?
My friend, there will be no costumed idiots within the viewfinder of my camera. I can assure you that.
What about your boggy movie? Isn't that gonna be, like, a guy in a costume, or a puppet, or one of those weird robot things?
Technology has been
CGI.
kind to people like me. We no longer have any need for such tomfoolery. I can create a perfectly believable swamp creature within the confines of a computer. Much cheaper, too.
I mean, he made a good
I
point,
suppose
to
you
be
met
honest.
with our murder victim, Richard Remington.
Yes, I've been in and out of this place for a while now. Naturally, I've crossed paths with Remington a number of times. Good value, that one. A real raconteur, you know.
You liked him?
Yes.
So far, I'm getting the impression he wasn't the most popular guy around here.
Indeed.
Well, that much is clear, isn't it? The man obviously slipped up somewhere, made an enemy or two, and bam, that's that. You just can't be too careful, can you?
Yeah, I think he did have an enemy or two. Or three. But you
four.
liked him.
I respected him.
I have
Head
a
on his
bad
shoulders.
feeling about
Good
him.
business sense, that man. He understood how to make things work for him.
Fair enough. Very sus.
I found these designs for a costume. A boggy costume.
The legendary swamp creature.
Yeah, that's the one.
But these are just a child's drawings, are they not?
You think?
Perhaps. It's difficult to tell.
You saw Remington last night, but had you met him before? Did you know him?
I've never really spoken with him, but we've come into contact a few times. Vincent likes to handle that kind of work, and I like to let him.
What do you think of this place? The tourist attraction, I mean.
I can't say I like the idea of a natural area like this becoming commercialized.
Ooh.
I know. I just can't understand why anyone would even try.
I think Mr. Remington had his reasons. He looked like a man with a couple of secrets.
Like what?
I have no idea. If I knew, they wouldn't be secrets.
Very interesting. I'm very suspicious of Echo because of this stuff.
These flower petals seem a little out of place, lying on the ground over there.
Indeed.
A rather prominent tree stump looming over the wooden pathway. It's hard to ignore. I'm impressed someone managed to pitch a tent here, and I'm impressed someone would want to.
Okay.
It's a colorful, boggy-themed padlock. He's staring into my soul. It should open if I set the right number.
But we don't know the number.
Boggy is my prime suspect, you know. The creature you're trying to protect.
Save.
Protect is the wrong word. If your suspicions were correct, we could both agree he's a creature that doesn't need protecting.
You think he might be the murderer?
I think he's a wild animal, and he wants to be left alone at any cost.
I feel like he poisoned. Yeah, he definitely poisoned him. About the hot dog, it will explain him asking about who his favorite food is. So let's ask Sally, actually. You think all of them are murderer?
The black leggings you found in your bag this morning. They're covered in the same slime that was on the murder weapon.
Everything in this swamp is covered in slime. What's your angle, Grimoire?
Yes, what's your angle? Are you the murderer?
Your black leggings were part of the murderer's costume.
Costume? Is that why someone took them out of my bag last night?
Yes.
Well, you know, I
Or was I
don't
hentai?
have
Who
proof
knows?
someone else took them.
If I had been wearing them when I committed a crime, do you think I would hand them over to a detective the second he shows up? Besides, look at them. What do you notice?
You're too fat to wear these. They're far too long.
You're too fat to wear these. And let's think about this one thing.
I'm gonna punch in the fucking face.
They're covered in the...
I love it.
They're loose and stretched.
You're
That's
too
right, someone
fat.
else. Someone larger than me has worn these. They're
Fair enough.
stretched out, especially at the waist. It's pretty obvious.
So, let's see.
Waist?
Somebody stole them to use in their boggy costume, and then put them back in your bag when they were done?
Yeah.
You say so. It's not my job to know all the details. It's my job to sell souvenirs. Do you want a souvenir?
Oh, my, yes. But only if you choose one for me.
You look like you could use something to wind up. You can take this one.
That holds a toy to wind up. Why I'm doing this? What was that? A small plastic toy sold at a gift shop has the cartoony appearance. Boggy's feet are hidden in the buckets of water. Okay. Was that important?
Where are you keeping all this?
Her. I don't know why she still works here, to be honest.
Yeah.
One murder is one murder too many.
Yeah, I have a pretty good view of him from here. Anyone supporting animal rights is okay in my book. His protest used to have a bit more energy, though. He spends more time inside his tent these days.
What's he doing in there?
I'm happy to say, I don't know.
Okay.
There might be something I can ask Echo about. Echo has recently acquired the gift shop and more time in his tent. What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
There's something people have noticed about Echo. Echo has recently acquired Hopper and more time in his tent. I'm losing. Echo spends less time holding the protest sign and more time
I
in
really
his
don't
tent.
know. My brain doesn't
Echo
work.
can tell me what he's been doing that's more important than his protest.
Yes, that's what I wanna know. Maybe, I don't know, poisoning? Some crime doing? Are you crime doing, Echo?
I heard you've been spending less time protesting recently and more time, in your tent. Normally I wouldn't
Sounds
try,
so
but it's my
sus.
job to ask.
People have even noticed something like that. I usually get the impression everyone else is doing their best to ignore me.
Yep.
So, you admit it's true?
You can put your notebook away. There isn't really any reason for it. Nothing worth writing down, at least.
Well, if it's not worth writing down, maybe it's worth hearing.
In that case, you'd forget it.
How do you know? Maybe it would echo in my mind.
Well played.
Look, if you take a guess and get it right, I promise not to deny it.
Let's work out why Echo was hidden away in his tent. Notebook time.
Okay. Why is there a ghost in here? I have a silly nickname.
You've been hiding in your tent because the swamp is haunted!
Why not?
What? That worked?
Book time.
That worked? The haunting worked?
You've been in your tent, hiding from Boggy.
Why not?
I don't think we have it. Tax evasion! Wayne? I don't think any of these are
You've
correct.
been in your tent because it's been raining.
Motherfucker!
No thanks, my
I'm hyper suspect of
I'm
him.
afraid I have no...
I'm a hyper suspect of him.
Show it to somebody else.
Hyper!
No thanks, my...
Hyper.
Why are you carrying that around with you?
To
I
poke
have a
people.
suspicion it may have been the murder weapon.
Really? I thought Remington was attacked by something with claws, wasn't he?
Or I don't know. Bad tummy ache.
I'm
The fact that I can
Show it to-
show the map, it kinda says it. Tell me more about yourself.
a man who has sacrificed luxuries to protect those who need protecting. Pretty good beard, too.
Yeah, I mean... Let's give credit where it's due.
He seems like a good person. He even sympathizes with my cause.
He agrees with your protest? But he works here, right? And he was friends with Remington.
I think that was the only reason he worked here. Maybe he'll see the light now and leave the swamp behind him. Maybe everyone will.
Maybe. Feels like I'm done talking to him. Really?
You're asking the wrong...
Okay, I'm done, I guess. Wasn't really a complete challenge. 7. Harper.
Is that your new friend? Sweet.
Oh, fuck you, Sally. Let's talk about this
I have
thing.
no idea.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
I always thought it was weird that his feet are in that little bucket all the time.
It's just part of the character, I guess. I'm surprised they don't sell some sort of boggy foot soaker.
And that would be the one product I'd consider buying.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry, I forgot I have to
So
this
what can you
thing
tell
that I
me
could
about your
think about.
relationship with Richard Remington?
I didn't
Jesus.
have one. I think I spoke to him twice, ever. He usually seemed really busy, but more like preoccupied.
Preoccupied? Like he was thinking about something else? Something that wasn't this tourist attraction?
Who can say? What do old men think about?
What? What?
What?
Are you implying that
what?
I know the answer to that?
Yeah, actually. What? What are you talking about? I'm young. There's still a missing character. Very scary.
I have no...
Yeah, I'm so light though. Thank you about telling me how you feel like. Feels like I'm done talking to him. Thank you about it. So, where do I go?
Well...
Where do I go? What do I do? She's been here a long time. So, we do know about the
No, thank you.
We do know about the...
If you bring me something with...
You
can put...
Me.
A fascinating old woman who lives in a wonderful treehouse.
Fascinating.
I heard... I'm not even sure who that is.
Really? That's actually interesting.
You should ask...
I'm just presenting.
Show it to someone who doesn't live in a tree.
We're still missing a part of the area. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, I can enter now? Sorry, I thought I couldn't enter into the museum.
The door's jammed unless I can get these brass handles out of the way.
Fair enough.
Seems like I can rotate them around.
Yeah.
Just until the gap in the middle is clear.
Okay.
That top hat guy would have so struggled with this one.
Definitely later we'll struggle with this one. Oh, finally we are here. We are inside the museum. Surprise, surprise.
There's a little door in the wall here. I think it leads outside.
Fair enough.
Models of Boggy's claws. Hold on. What's this?
Woo-woo.
Something doesn't seem right here.
What do you mean by
I
that?
think I should try arranging these models into pairs.
Why?
Something seems out of place.
Why?
I don't think these gloves are part of the exhibit.
Yeah.
It looks like someone tried to hide them here.
Fair enough. Gloves from who made bulky costume. Found hidden among sculpture, and there is liquid slime.
Let's see here. This journal belonged to the explorer who first discovered Boggy in this swamp 60 years ago. I'd better take a look at this.
Video? Why have a feeling I'm gonna get assaulted with this cut?
This journal? It's full of drawings and notes all about Boggy.
Yep.
It seems to be the centerpiece of the entire museum.
Yep. A journal recorded 60 years ago by the explorer who first visited the swamp. The early recorded of Boggy existing contains notes of sketches on the appearance of the swamp creature. Boggy shown with 3 small claws on each arm. Okay, Boggy's feet are always hidden in the water. There seems to be a page ripped from the back. Huh? Okay. Is that important that he's always hidden? Who knows?
So,
let me guess, you don't work here, do you?
Do you?
I wonder if that makes you the first tourist I've seen today.
Yeah, actually.
You're incorrect, Detective.
Hold it.
I am no mere tourist.
How did you know I was a detective?
Yeah, exactly.
Was it my stylish trench coat, my sensitive, inquisitive manner?
It was the clueless expression on your face.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's the one.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
that
it.
one.
You've done it now. What's your name?
I go by Folder. Agent Folder. What are you doing?
Where did the folder come from? His ass was like, whoa! I'm writing bad things about you in my notebook. I'm doing drawing of your beautiful face. Writing in my diary has been a long day.
I'm writing bad things about you in my notebook.
Anyway, your job.
So, if you're not a tourist and you don't work here,
It's the
I
library.
am a scholar, an academic. I'm here to research the past and uncover the future.
Why?
so you're visiting the museum for fun.
Fun! There's nothing so simple as fun to be had here. I come to this museum night and day to study its secrets.
Ooh.
Ah, what kind of secrets?
Yeah, actually.
It's just a museum about Boggy, right?
Right.
The swamp creature.
He's one of the most intriguing modern examples of cryptozoology. A fascinating combination of scientific fact and wild speculation.
I'm with you on the speculation front. Although, come to think of it, people have been hinting that I should find out about the history of this creature.
A wise suggestion.
Okay.
You've come to the right person.
Hopefully.
My knowledge far exceeds anyone else you might have met so far.
Fair enough.
So, you'll help me?
I suppose I could divulge some of my findings with you.
He really
if
wants
you're
to
in the
talk
mood for a
about
little
it.
light reading. Let me find it for you.
You really want to
Yeah,
talk
listen
about
to
it.
Something for beginners, at least.
Fair enough. Information about Bucky, collected by Agent Folder. Boggy swamps become a protected area after reports of hunting in the area. Boggy appearance has changed from the original sketches, in which he has 3 claws and each arm. The modern character has simple thin leg arms instead, to make him less threatening. No footprints were recorded in the journal, but some experts believe the information is out there somewhere. Okay, fair enough.
So, Mr.
Okay.
Folder.
Agent
Not much.
Folder.
Yeah. Were you here yesterday? What were you doing last night?
I was here
Reading.
in the museum, going through my files one final time before disappearing into the night.
Okay.
Don't museums usually close in the evenings?
Yeah.
They do. I've never been one to worry about other people's schedules. I come and go as I please. There's a key to every lock, Detective.
Oh, so you have the key to the museum?
Of course I don't. Why would you think that?
I...
Once again, that clueless expression. I use a lockpick and get in through the small side door. I have a right to be here, you see. Remington has no business locking me out, so I don't let him.
You just admitted to breaking the law.
Yeah.
If I did that, my job would be a lot easier.
Yeah.
It's not my best lockpick. This new one's cheap. I used to own one, a superior model. Unfortunately, I misplaced it in one of the darker corners of the swamp, so I don't...
I'm writing down your confession about sneaking around here at night.
Yep.
What are you gonna do? Report me to Remington? Good luck, my friend.
I need to pick my questions carefully.
You think the lockpick was, I really hate this noise. So the lockpick might belong to Harper. I found near what? Oh, sorry. My bad. This one?
The lockpick I found
What
near
did a body
Remington's
instead of
body
the treehouse?
might belong to Agent Folder. As far as I
Sorry.
know, Agent Folder is experienced with lockpicks.
I
I wonder if he's hiding something.
I honestly thought about the treehouse as that house. I don't know why I didn't thought that through. I don't know. I'm just doing a
I found
being
these
idiot.
designs for a Boggy costume.
Oh, some ridiculous new merchandise for tourists to waste their money on.
No, I believe the murderer was dressed like this last night when they attacked Remington.
Yeah.
If they were trying to scare him out of the swamp, they should have spent more time making an accurate design.
What do you mean?
Well, this design is some bizarre hybrid between the real creature and the cartoon character. It simply hasn't been researched properly.
What's wrong with
I
it?
agree with him.
Well, those flippers? Pure guesswork. Nothing but foolish imagination. Nobody knows what Boggy's feet look like. No footprint has ever been recorded.
So tell me, Special Agent Folder, how would you do a better job researching it if nothing has ever been recorded?
Oh, well, that's... You know, I mean, it's all a matter of taking the time to... It's just that... But there's no way anyone would believe... Nothing but foolishness.
What can you tell me about your
We
relationship
took him down
with
so
Richard
quickly.
Remington?
We didn't really have one, and now we definitely don't have one. But look, all I can say is that he was a coward who enjoyed watering down history for his own benefit.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
It means there are some chapters of this swamp's history that he never wanted anyone to know about.
Did he like you sniffing around this museum all the time?
I don't think he knew, to be honest. And even if he did, there's nothing he could have done about it. He has no right to this building. He knows that. We both know that.
Why not? It was part of his tourist attraction, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, that's an interesting information actually. The fact that he wasn't, but what if?
An important piece of the puzzle. This journal is a key to unlocking the history of this place.
Well, let's challenge.
I have a bone.
I challenge
Are
you.
you setting yourself up for a joke?
Yes.
Something about a lockpick?
Yes.
Maybe. Who knows? Stop distracting
Okay.
me. I'm trying to
Shut up.
interrogate you.
My apologies. Go ahead.
So, what are we showing Folder now?
Present clue.
Where did I find this again?
Present multiplication. Outside
I found a
office.
lockpick at the scene of the crime.
Oh, apparently you did. Why does this concern me?
You already admitted to owning one of these, and how you're ever so happy to come and go as you please with it, am I right? Be honest.
Luckily for me, Detective, I was honest with you. I believe I have already explained that second lockpick before you even found it.
You lost your lockpick in the swamp and had to buy a new one.
That's right. I appreciate you finding it for me. However, I won't ask for it back. Apparently, it has since become some diabolical instrument in the art of murder.
Yeah, it's an important piece of evidence.
How do you know that? How does he know it become a murder weapon?
This person is of no interest to me whatsoever.
Yourself.
Are you asking about the cartoon character? Because I have no interest in such childish matters.
No. What's the difference anyway?
Yeah.
Everything!
Whatever. So let's see if any input. I feels like none talking to him. Fair enough, because I'm kinda done too.
Some educational facts about swamps. Did you know swamps are gross? Yes? Yes, I did.
Yes, we did.
Apparently the museum was founded by the explorer many years ago. In a different location.
Okay.
It's only recently been moved here to be part of the tourist attraction. That might explain why it looks so out of place. It's a poster from the old Boggy cartoon show.
Recorded by Swamp Song. Copyright MCM1 Swamp Studios. Anything important?
Boggy playing the piano. He's having a grand old time.
Shut up.
It says another story from Boggy's Bog.
What was the main story?
Actually, I think this is from the very first episode.
Is that important?
Copyright MCM XXXIV.
Those are numbers, right? C is 100. XXX is 10, 10, 10. Then it's 4. Is that the password for the lock?
That'll be 1930, 1934?
Thank you.
Let's see. First.
That should help me to find the code, right? The padlock. Because I have a feeling that he's one of the explorers that founded it.
And I'm...
I have a feeling that he was...
It's Echo's
He's one of the founders of the museum. Yeah, I knew it.
It's a journal. I guess it belongs to Echo. Bad news. Remington is dead.
Fuck.
I don't know what to do. Was my whole protest in vain? They'll shut this place down, sure, but I'll never know if I got through to him.
Okay.
That's all he's written.
That's worrisome. Because my money was on Echo. But it was kind of obvious to a degree.
It's a journal. I don't...
To him. To whom?
Looks like this I can't...
To Bog? Okay, now I don't know what to do. It's the same liquid over and over and over again.
And now...
Over and over and over again.
Got it! Now I know what that liquid consists. I'll write it down in my notes. The swamp slime. It's all the same. It's the exact same liquid again. This is a 60-year-old journal. It was on display in a museum.
I know what it is.
You know?
Right. I'm supposed to look to the past, right?
Okay, to know the future.
Lady Weybridge was living in the swamp when the swamp creature
was
discovered by the explorers 60 years ago. Lady Weybridge. She was living here when Boggy was first discovered by the explorer.
So she already was well aware of him? Who knows?
I'm
a little bit confused about her role, to be honest.
Oh, really? Did you find anything?
Yeah. You.
You must be confused. You found me today when you barged into my house. Remember?
Are you the swamp creature? You were the original founder of the trees. You created a myth of the swamp creature yourself to scare people away. I mean, the swamp went to...
You were already living in the swamp when the explorer came here 60 years ago.
Yes,
The
okay.
explorer? That man they talk about in the museum?
The one who originally discovered Boggy. You know who I'm talking about. His sketches and notes are the only real evidence we have for this creature.
You already have his journal. He
Yeah.
learned to read, I assume. What else do you need?
I need to understand.
And there's a page missing from the journal. I think you know where it is.
Yes.
Why on earth would I know something like that?
Because
You
you
stole
were the
it.
only person here when the explorer visited the swamp.
You
I
definitely
have a
stole
suspicion that the swamp creature wasn't the only thing he discovered.
You're suggesting he gave me a page from the back of his journal. Or what, that I stole it?
I really have no idea.
Fair
If I
enough.
could see it, I might be able to make up my mind.
It doesn't belong in a museum. It belongs here, with me.
With
You
you?
understand?
What if I promise I'll return it after I finish clearing up this mess?
Then I'll show it to you.
Is this you? He drew you into his journal?
Yeah?
It's beautiful.
60 years ago, yes. He left the page with me. We agreed the rest of the world would manage without it.
I think there's something on the back.
What the? On her back?
What's this?
Okay.
Footprints.
So he knew? The last page of Ripon Explorer Journal, given at Weybridge by Explorer 60 years ago. Featured drawing of a Lady Weybridge on 20 years old. Also featured drawing of Boggy's feet and footprint. He has 2 toes and at the front and the one at the back. This page proves the footprints found outside the office were not made by the real Boggy. Although, it doesn't help us to find the real criminal, right? So who is the criminal?
I think it's time I went to talk to Officer James.
Yes. Chapter 4 ended. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the longest chapter so far. We are going back and forth. As usual, hope you enjoyed this adventure, and we're gonna get at the end. So we can Scooby-Doo the shit out of it, and see you again very, very soon. A lovely day, a lovely evening, and go lovely. Bye.